Page number 198. Thirst for, thirst after. We all thirst for or after happiness. Threat to, threatened with. Drugs pose a major threat to our society. The attacker threatened us with a gun. Tide over. He was tided over the difficulty. Tired of, in the bracket waiting, tired by, in the bracket a walk, tired or with, in the bracket exertions. I am tired of waiting, by the long walk, or with exertion. Title to, title on. He has no title to this plot of land. The king conferred this title on him. Tolerant of. We must be tolerant of opposition. Touch at, touch upon, touch with. This train does not touch at this station. He touched upon or to the subject in his speech. He was touched with pity at my misery. Toy with. He toyed with the idea of setting up a free dispensary. Traitor to. He proved to be a traitor to the country. Treat with, treat of, treat to. He treated well with me. This book treats of music. He treated us to dinner. Tremble with, in the bracket fear. The child trembled with fear. Trespass on. A few people were trespassing on the private land. Tribute to. They paid tribute to the departed soul. Triumph over. He triumphed over his troubles. True to. Be true to your word. Trust to. Trust with. Trust. You may trust the work to me or trust me with the work. I cannot trust to his judgment. Trust in God. Turn to, turn into. I turned to him for help. Our dream holiday turned into a nightmare. Tyrannize over. He tyrannized over the people, meaning oppressed the people. Unaware of. I was totally unaware of the incident. Uncalled for. The statement was uncalled for, meaning neither desirable nor necessary. Uncared for. The child was left uncared for. Uneasy about. I am uneasy about the effect of his action. Unequal to. He is unequal to the task. Union, unison with. I seek union with Ram, with whom I quarrelled. They act in unison with one another. Unite with. I am now united with him. Unite to. She is united in marriage to an engineer. Urge upon. We urged the point upon his consideration. Used to. Page number 199. Used to. He is used to such hardships. Useful to, useful for. This book is useful to students for success in examination. Vain of. She is vain of her dress. Vary from. V-A-R-Y. Vary from. Variance with. Your story varies from his. Your story is at variance with his. Versed with. Versed in. V-E-R-S-E-D. Versed in. He is well versed in politics. Vest in. That power was vested in me. I was vested with that power. Vexed with. Vexed for. Vexed at. He is vexed with me for opposing him. He is vexed at my opposition. Victim of. He was a victim of the earthquake disaster. Victim to. He died a victim to his own folly. Victory over, victory against, victory for. Bengal won a comfortable victory over Delhi. This result is a triumphant victory for democracy. Why? V-I-E, why? Why with, why in? They vied with each other in their eagerness to honor me. That means, why means competed. View of, view to. In view of what you say, I pardon you this time. He came here with a view to getting my approval. Vital to. Rest and care are now vital to his health. Void of. In the bracket sense, V-O-I-D, void. Your remark is void of any meaning. Void means without. Vouch for. Can you vouch for his honesty? Meaning, can you express confidence for his honesty? Vulnerable to. He is vulnerable to criticism. Wait for, in bracket a person, wait at in bracket a place, wait upon in bracket attended on. We wait for you at the corner. I waited upon the guest, meaning I attended the guest. Want of, wanting in. I have no want of money now. He is wanting in common sense. Warn in the bracket a person, warn of in the bracket danger, warn against a person or a thing or a doing. I warned him of his danger. I warned him against his neighbor in the bracket or gambling. I warned him against gambling. Warrant for. The police are carrying a warrant for her arrest. There is no warrant for such criticism, meaning there is no justification for such criticism. Weak of, weak in. He is weak in mind and of intelligence. Wary of, wary with. I am wary of their constant quarrel. I do not want to weary him with further requests. Wink at. Do not wink at your son's fault, meaning do not ignore your son's faults. Wish for. I do not wish for riches. Witness against, witness for, witness to, witness of. The doctor will act a witness against the defense. His clothes are a witness to his poverty. This man is a living witness of my loyalty. Wonder at. We wondered at his ignorance. Worthy of, in the bracket favor. He is worthy of praise. Page number 200. Yearn, Y-E-A-R-N. Yearn for, yearn to. We yearned for a glimpse of the popular leaders. He yearned to return to his home. Yield to, Y-I-E-L-D, yield to. The rebels yielded to the king, meaning the rebels surrendered to the king. Zealous for, zealous in. Zealous meaning eager. Z-E-A-L-O-U-S. He is zealous for freedom. Be zealous in a good cause. Zest for. Zest means interest. I have no zest for the work now. Chapter 31. Group verbs. 349. Many verbs, when followed by prepositions, are adverbs, acquire an idiomatic sense. Thus, I shall call on, in the bracket visit, him. Here the verb call has been grouped with the preposition on, on, and call on acquires an idiomatic sense quite different from the normal meaning of the group of the words call and on. Verbs when grouped in such manner are called group verbs or phrasal verbs. 350. Act. Over-exercise acts upon one's health. Acting upon the news, I went there. This machine does not act up to my expectation. He acted for me while I was ill. That means he acted on my behalf. I acted on my brother's advice. 351. Bear, Bear. He bore away the first prize, meaning he won the first prize. He bore down all resistance, meaning he overcame all resistance. He bore off the prize. Your point has no bearing on the present case, meaning has no relevance on the present case. Your report bears out his story, meaning confirms his story. Dr. Roy will bear me out what I have said. Pride bore him up in adversity, meaning pride sustained him in adversity. I cannot bear with such conduct, meaning I cannot tolerate such conduct. 352. Blow. The wind blew away the dry leaves, meaning the wind removed the dry leaves. The door opened and the boy blew in the room, meaning when the door opened, boy came into the room. The chimneys blow off thick smoke, meaning the chimney emit thick smoke. The child blew out the candle, meaning the child put out the candle. The storm will soon blow over, meaning the storm will soon stop blowing. The engine blew up. A storm is blowing up. His abilities have been greatly blown up by his friends, meaning exaggerated by his friends. Page 201. 353. Break. The thief broke away from the jail, meaning the thief freed himself from the jail. His health broke down through overwork. The sun broke forth from the cloud. The robbers broke in at night, meaning forced their way in the house. Horses are being broken in for military purpose, meaning they are being trained for the military purpose. Last night a thief broke into my house, meaning entered by breaking in my house. The mob broke in upon the meeting. He broke off in the middle of his speech. Smallpox has broken out in the town. The thief broke out of the prison. They broke through the main gate. The meeting broke up at 5 p.m. He has broken with me. 354. Bring. His ruin was brought after by his own folly. I shall bring back the book tomorrow, meaning return the book tomorrow. If you are going to the shop, please bring me back a packet of tea. The sight of the fair brought back old memories, meaning restored old memories. The change in place brought him back to health. This will bring down the price of things. The enemy aircraft was brought down. This tree brings forth good fruit, meaning produces good fruit. The subject was brought forward for discussion in the meeting. Can you bring forward any proof of what you say? The ceremony has been brought forward from 15th of June to 13th of June. My business brings in good money. They tried to bring in a new fashion. The legislator will bring in a new bill on secondary education. They have brought in experts to tackle the situation. We brought off a grand victory. Overeating brings on dyspepsia. Plenty of rains in bringing the crops on nicely. He has brought out a new edition of his book. Proper training will bring out the pest in him. The patient was brought around by careful nursing. After much persuasion, we managed to bring him round, meaning win over him. He was very ill, but proper medicines and good nursing brought him through, meaning restored his health. The boy fainted, but was soon brought to the ship. The ship was brought to by open shelling. The rebels have been brought under, meaning they have been subdued. Page number 202. He was brought up by his aunt, meaning he was reared by his aunt. We brought up some important matters for discussion in the meeting. 355. Burst. A tiger burst forth from the jungle, meaning issued suddenly. She burst into tears at the sight of her son's misery. He burst out weeping like a child. The rebels burst upon the king, means came suddenly. 356. Call. I shall call at your home tomorrow morning, meaning I shall visit your place tomorrow morning. Mr. Roy will call by me tomorrow, meaning he will pay a short visit tomorrow. I called for his explanation, meaning I demanded his explanation. The situation calls for immediate action, meaning the situation requires immediate action. His heroism called forth the admiration of all, meaning his heroism elicited the admiration of all. Please call in a doctor, meaning please invite a doctor. The strike was called off, the noise called off my attention, meaning the strike was cancelled and noise diverted my attention. I shall call on you tomorrow, meaning visit you tomorrow. He called on me for help, means he appealed me for help. The troops were called out to restore order. The teacher is called over the roll. I called to him from the roof, means I addressed loudly to him from the roof. He was called upon to explain his conduct, meaning he was ordered to explain his conduct. I shall call up him tomorrow. I now call upon Mr. Roy to address the meeting. I cannot call up his name. 357. Carry. He carries about a pistol wherever he goes. He was carried away by his enthusiasm. He was carried away or off by the current. Cholera has carried off many of my men. He carried off all the prizes. I shall carry on the work in your absence, means I shall continue the work in your absence. I shall carry out your orders, means execute your orders. He carried the bill through the council. Only courage carried him through the crisis. 358. Cast. C-A-S-T, cast. He is casting about for an opportunity to escape, means he is looking for an opportunity to escape. He has cast aside or away or off his old coat, means he has rejected his old coat. He was cast down by his failure, meaning he was depressed by his failure. She is cast down her eyes at the mention of her husband's name. If you come to me, I shall not cast you out, meaning I shall not reject you. 359. Clear. Ask the servant to clear away the table. The mist has cleared away. He worked overtime to clear off areas of work. Clear off from here, meaning get out from here. The sweeper cleared out the drain. Please clear out from the room, meaning please leave the room. The weather is clearing up. Page number 203. 360. Come. How did it come about? Meaning how did it happen? I came across him on the way, meaning I met him on the way. The night guard came after the The night guard came after the thief with a big stick. Come along, it is getting late, means hurry up, it is getting late. The garden is coming along nicely, meaning the garden is growing nicely. The truth is very difficult to come at. He came at with a sharp weapon, meaning he was attacked with a sharp weapon. The handle of the umbrella came away, meaning became detached. Jobs are difficult to come by, means obtain. How did you come by that cut on your forehead. My father came down generously, meaning made a generous gift of money. The roof came down means collapsed. The prices of commodities came down after the budget. He came down with my dues, meaning he paid my dues. None came forward to stand witness. He came in for punishment for his conduct, meaning he received punishment for his conduct. He comes of a good family. Nothing came of his proposal. The ceremony comes off tomorrow, meaning takes place tomorrow. He came off victorious. A button has come off the coat. Come on, let us join the race. How is your garden coming in? The secret came out at last, meaning exposed at last. They have come over to our side. A change came over him after his son's death. He came round very soon. He has come around to my opinion. Won't you come around and see me sometime? Won't you revisit me? His monthly expenses come to a high figure. We have not yet come to any conclusion. He fainted, but soon came to consciousness. I fell ill before the examination, but luckily came through. The message has just come through. I came upon my friend at the hotel. The enemy came upon us from behind. Your essay does not come up to expectation. I gave the chase and soon came up with the thief. Means I got hold of the thief. 361. Cry. Do not cry down your enemy. I planned to take part in the tournament but cried off at the last moment. Means abandoned at the last moment. The beggars cried to the rich man for food. Means begged the rich man for food. A trader cries up his own goods. Page number 204. 362. Cut. He cut down the tree with an axe. Cut down your expenses. He cut in the middle of our talk. He lives in a foreign country, cut off from his kith and kin. He was cut off at an early age. One of the aircraft engine cut out. He is cut out for this job. I cut him out in the competition. He was cut up by his criticism. He cut up the roast. 363. Do. They have done away with the rule. Means they have abolished the rule. This plank will do for a table. Means serve as a table. I am done for. Means I am ruined. I am quite down up with the journey. Means I am fatigued with the journey. Who is to do up your room every day? Meaning who is to arrange your room every day? What will you do with this bundle? A politician has to do with all sorts of people. Means he has to deal with all sorts of people. Please return the book when done with. When you are finished, you give me the book. I cannot do without the services of a secretary. 364. Draw. My attention was drawn away by the noise. Means diverted by the noise. I cannot draw back from my promise. Meaning recede from my promise. The Rajdhani Express is drawing in. Meaning entering the station. The pujas are drawing on. I shall draw on the bank for cash. He drew out his point at great length. Draw out the aching tooth. I cannot draw out of the contract now. Means I cannot withdraw the contract now. I drew to the boy from the first day. Means I felt attracted to the boy from the first day. I drew up a petition. Means I drafted a petition. The troops were drawn up in battle order. 365. Drop. His friends dropped away one by one, meaning became fewer one by one. Some friends dropped by to see me. On my way back, I shall drop in for a cup of tea, meaning I will pay a casual visit. My friends dropped off one by one. The demand for the product dropped off. He always drops off during the lecture, meaning falls asleep during the lecture. 5 of the runners dropped out, means ceased to compete. Page number 205. 366. Fall. He has much fallen away since I saw him last, mean he has become thin. His friends all fell away in his misfortune, meaning left him. They fell back under the charge, retreated under the charge. We fell back upon a new line of defense, has recourse to a new line of defense. He falls for every pretty face he sees. The roof fell in, meaning the roof gave way. The captain ordered his men to fall in places in the rank. The captain ordered his men to fall in, meaning to take places in the ranks. I fell in with him on my way to Bombay, meaning I met him by chance on my way to Bombay. I cannot fall in with your views, meaning I cannot agree with or to with your views. The quality of Dhaka muslin has much fallen off. False friends fall off in misfortune, means they drop off in misfortune. He fell on me without any reason, means he attacked me without any reason. The charge of the family fell on me after my father's death. The brothers fell out over their father's property, means they quarrelled over their father's property. He has fallen out with his friend Ajay. The scheme fell through for want of funds, means it failed for the want of funds. They fell to eating, meaning they began eagerly. 367. Get. I am too ill to get about. A rumor got about that he was ill, meaning spread. The secret got abroad, means became public. He has got ahead of all other boys in the class. How are you getting along or on at school? How can I get along, means manage to do without money. He gets along well with his colleagues, meaning maintains good relationships. We could not get at the truth, means reach the truth. What are you getting at, means what are you suggesting. The prisoner got away from the jail, means he escaped from the jail. The situation will get back to normal. The boy got beyond his depth and was drowned. You can get by with this dress in the party, means be acceptable in the party. It is difficult to get by with such a salary, means manage in such a salary. The mishap got him down, means he got depressed. Please get down his address, means write down his address. Let us get down to our job. What time did the train get in, means what time the train arrived. Mr. Roy will certainly get in this time, means he will get elected this time. The rain can get in through the broken window pane, means the rain can enter through the broken window pane. We have a long waiting list. I don't think your son will get in this year, means admitted this year. He got into a carriage. He got into trouble there. In the hostel, he got into bad habits. What has got into you today, means what has happened to you today. He got off the car. He got off unharmed, means he escaped unharmed. We got off immediately after the lunch means started immediately after the lunch. His youth and inexperience got him off means saved him from punishment. You are lucky that you got off with only a fine.